Hi there. If this is your first time in my YouTube channel, I want to welcome you and to thank you for stopping by. I created this YouTube channel to share some of my personal thoughts about business, African politics, economy, and other subject that comes to my heart. Recently, I've been talking about the process of applying to scholarship in the US and how to get to apply to universities in the US for the Lusophone countries across Africa and the world as well. But today I wanted to share some of my thoughts about one of the speech that the president of Uganda, Museveni, gave in about the state of the continent and some of of his personal thought that he shared. Before I bring forth my thoughts, I just want to let you listen what he is saying in this video, and I am sure you will have your own perspectives and views as well. But I want you to pay attention to what he's saying, and then I'll respond to his thoughts. And I also would love to hear your thoughts about his position. So here we are. I'm gonna share his thoughts right now, and we go. Listen.
This pandemic, as the German professor was saying, has brought out some good efforts like this one here, but also brought out bad things in the world. However, me, I like the bad things. I like, it's bad, but somehow it wakes up the Africans. Africans sleep too much. Therefore, this unfortunate phenomenon where people have vaccines and they say, no, we must first vaccinate our own people. That's unfortunate, but I like it because it wakes you Africans. Africans are a disgrace to ourselves. Why do you have to depend on the outside for everything? Life, you depend on the outside. Why? So, even before this crisis, I was always struggling with our people. Ebola started here. We are the ones who suffered from Ebola. Why would anybody else develop the vaccine not of Ebola, not ourselves? Why? This is a big shame for Africa. And within the government, you know what we are doing. We must develop, and we are developing with our funding, Uganda government funding, a pathogenic industry to make even a business out of our diseases. If we are the ones with the diseases, why don't we make a business out of them? So when I quarrel with my people, you people, how can you sit here?
So I am going to stop here, and the video is about 3 more minutes long. I'm gonna actually add it into the content of this video for you to finish watching this video on your own. But I wanted to share some of the thoughts that came to my heart as I was listening to President Museveni speaking. The first thing that I want to recognize and acknowledge is I am a firm believer of the fact that irrespective of who's speaking the truth is always the truth, even if it came from the mouth of Satan himself or herself. I don't know if he's a male or female. But here's what really kind of touched me a lot. So the title of this video seems to be presenting President Museveni as unapologetic and, speaks the truth about what he believes. Okay? Yes, we African indeed have been sleeping too much. I agree with President Museveni. We Africans have developed for a long time a mentality to rely on Western countries and now China and other nations for our solutions. I agree with President Museveni that often we can't find solutions to the problems that are ours, and we tend to wait for others to come to become the saviors. Okay? I agree with his claims. Now, if I didn't know better, if I didn't know anything about him as the president of Uganda and the generations of African leaders that he is part of, what they've done across the continent that created the state the continent is today, if I didn't know any of this, everything he said, it deserves applause. But the problem is, he is part of the problem because one is part of the generation of African presidents who entrenched themselves into power that they do not want to leave African politics, and often they destroy science, destroy the academia, destroy the research. They plunder the treasury of our countries to the extent where our researchers, scientists have to flee to other countries to find better working opportunities. And those within the continent barely have resources, labs, research centers to develop solutions, to do research on diseases and come up with medicine or treatment for the diseases across the continent. Yes, Europe, the United States are taking hostage of the COVID-19 vaccine and they want to cure their people, and African countries are left at their own peril. Yes, but we have to understand that his speech is beautiful, but its practice has been the problem across the continent. Many African presidents, with their elite, with their friends, they build kleptocratic regimes where they use the treasury, the country's natural resources, as their own piggy banks to enrich their families, to give business to their friends, and to move all the wealth outside of the continent. What we have left in the continent are unfunded schools and broken universities, broken healthcare systems that can't provide the basic healthcare needs for the people in the continent, and much less we have the ability to do proper research to develop medical treatment for diseases like Ebola in the continent. So President Museveni, you are speaking the truth, but where you didn't get it right is the fact that you are part of the problem that contributes to the tragic fate the continent is living today, where we have a disease killing thousands of Africans every day, but we can't come up with a medicine because in the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you and your buddies have held hostage the African continent youth and have cut the possibility to build any research, to produce scholars that can produce knowledge, that can produce solution to the continent. What I believe that you should have said in this speech is, From today on, we will open our arms to the African people, to the young people of our nations who have skills, who have knowledge. We're gonna fund them. We're gonna build research facilities. We're gonna create means that they will get funded for their research. We're gonna expand our ability. We're gonna increase our budget for healthcare, for education, and we're gonna decrease for our military that mainly protects ourselves. Okay, if you had said this would have been a much better speech. So for those of you who do not know anything about President Museveni, I encourage you to do your own research. The last election of Uganda just took place, and we know what had happened. I don't need to tell you much. Go on Google, type Ugandan's election, and you'll see what happened. And the same thing has happened and continues to happen across the continent. So don't let messages like these, videos like these, continue to send a message as if they are the savior of the continent. We're not hoping for the saviors. We will do our part as a new generation of Africans. So I hope this video can give you may give you some thoughts to think about, and I'd like to hear your perspective and views as well. And if you have any thought you'd like to share with me, please do.